Viewer discretion advised. The content you're about to witness dives deep into the strange, the mysterious, and the straight-up unexplainable. From eerie encounters to things that make you say that ain't normal. This show explores it all, with just enough humor to keep you from sleeping with the lights on. Not everything you're about to hear stays on the screen. Sometimes it follows you.
And welcome back to another episode of Terryfying Parre'anomalies, where we dive into the strange, the dark, and the sometimes unknown. And the what?
The mysterious.
Oh, the mysterious. I always get mysterious and dark kind of mixed up. So excuse me.
Let me do it. Let me do it.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me do it.
Okay, yeah, you do the intro.
Welcome back.
Welcome
back to Terryfying Parre'anomalies, where we dive into the strange, the mysterious,
there you go,
and the unknown.
Said it like a news reporter. Journalist. But we back. This is our part 2 dive into the mysterious things that are happening around Lake Michigan. If you missed the first episode, make sure you go back and check it out. We dived into the mysterious, unknown wilderness and woods and dogmen and chupacabras. And I don't know how we got there.
We dove so far into that, I became a wilderness explorer. Look, wilderness explorer.
Now you just need a badge. You need a badge.
It's right there. That's the badge.
Oh, that's a badge?
That's the badge.
Okay. Wilderness
explorer. Rah.
Now you need your fire making badge, your making clean water badge. You got other badge. Oh, well, just prove me wrong. Okay. All right. But yeah, episode 1, we dived into the Michigan Dogman and some of the strange things happening around there with people in sightings seeing a big old animal that's bigger than a tree running around and look like a dog. From what I got from it.
That's what I got from it too. I got that people was where they shouldn't have been.
Exactly.
In the middle of the woods with no protection, just
running
there.
Beside cars.
Taking
making songs. I'm gonna put a sound effect right there when you're doing that, and it's gonna be the sound on Minecraft when you're punching trees. So get ready for that. Definitely get ready for that. But if you're enjoying the episodes, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and also leave us a comment on what was your most terrifying moment in your life so far.
Yes.
It can be an anomaly if you would like it to. Some people have seen spaceships, but we'll get to there. Now, today, I did this like I had my glasses on.
Yeah, today.
Like I was clocking what I just said. I was clocking what I just said.
You was clocking the monsters.
I was trying to grab my glasses. Mind your business. But today, we are diving in to what's known as the fake Nessie. So if you know about Nessie is a sea monster that was seen overseas by lots of people from like way years back. Now, the Michigan sea monster, more so talked about as a serpent, we'll get to that, but has also been cited as a long sort of thing that comes out of the water that kind of resembles a snake, but it's so big that it can't be it can't be a snake unless we got anacondas in America.
Right, but I'm scared of snakes as is. So this is already terrifying for me. I just want to put that out there. This is already scary for me.
Well, let me correct myself because a serpent is a form of a snake. I know the comments are gonna eat me up. Hey man, don't
is gonna eat you up.
Hey man, whatever. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Unless we got anacondas in America, and I highly doubt that unless they're at a zoo or something. So, but we have a read. So listen, get your popcorn.
Wait, let me turn on my listening ears.
Turn on your listening ears. Turn the lights off. Get your candle lit and get ready for some terrifying paranormal.
Paranormal.
Are you ready, Perry?
I'm ready.
Because you're the listener today. It's my turn to read. All right. And it says, the Michigan Lake Monster. All right, let's get into something a little eerie today.
Okay.
When people talk about monsters in the water, everybody minds go straight to the ocean. But what if I told you one of the biggest freshwater lakes in America might be hiding something too? I was correct about that. Remember, I said this Michigan Lake is one of the biggest lakes in the freshwater lakes in the.
All right, all right, all
I was,
right, all
I was
right,
right. I was right.
all
I'm
right.
just saying,
This is
I was
not.
right.
This is not that. What happened with the fakeness?
Well, what if it could have been, hiding something in that freshwater lake? I'm
Okay.
talking about Lake Michigan. All right. Now,
Right.
there's no official name for this creature. It's not as famous as Nessie. That's why I said fake Nessie. It's not as famous
Fake.
as Nessie or anything like that. But over the years, people have reported seeing something off the waters. So it's been multiple sightings already. See, we already that deep in.
So we already got multiple sightings. It's real. It's real.
I
Go
believe
ahead, I'm
this one more
scared.
than the dog man. The dog
I
man was
do.
kind of far fetched, but this one is.
No
We'll
pun
get there.
intended.
We're talking about a long serpent-like figure, something moving
Okay.
just beneath the surface, creating waves that don't quite match the wind. So that means when they see it, the waves are kind of going against the normal wind rotation of how it looks on the water. So that's what makes it kind of abnormal.
I was gonna say, is that even normal?
Yeah, you ever been on a lake where the wind is blowing and the water is going one direction? That's
No.
the waves that they're seeing is going the opposite direction of
The
the wind
direction
being blown.
of-
Yeah. Like something swimming towards the wind against it.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Unnaturalities.
No.
There you go. Some people say they see humps rising up in the water, like something big is swimming just below. And there's where it gets interesting. A few witnesses even described it as having a head, almost like a reptile or a horse. Those are two kind of
Those are way opposite. Yes, those are way opposite spectrums of one another. See, this has already got some debunction in it because
well, think about the shape of a horse head. The shape of a horse head is kind of semi-long, right? It's like horse heads are very narrow shaped, like a seahorse, right? And then think of like an anaconda's head. Well, the anaconda's head is more like bulky around the top, but it narrows out towards the bottom.
It's like a triangle.
Just throwing up gang signs.
All right.
Not just a fish, not just debris, something that felt alive. Now, look, before we jump straight into it, there's monsters out there. Let's keep it real for a second. Before we jump into it, and like there's monsters out there, let's keep it real.
Yeah.
Lake Michigan is home to some massive fish, like sturgeon. And if you ever seen one of those up close, you already know they look prehistoric. I didn't see the story of the sturgeon before. We've seen it on Animal Planet multiple times. They look like prehistoric fish. That alone could explain a lot of sightings, because if you've seen one of them come up out the water, the back of them look like it could be a dinosaur.
Right, exactly. Definitely gives prehistoric.
On drugs standing on the beach line, and I digress.
And that's where I'm debunking, but keep going.
Then you've got floating logs where wave patterns, fog rolling in. Your eyes can place tricks on you real quick when you're starting to get into the deep water. But there's a part of that keeps the mystery alive. Long before modern sightings, Native American legends spoke about powerful water spirits living in the Great Lakes, creatures that controlled the waters, guarded the secrets, and weren't meant to be disturbed.
So remember last episode when I said your great-great-grandfather is sitting around the fire telling stories, then your great-grandfather's sitting around the fire telling stories, now your grandfather's sitting around the fire telling stories. Now we all lying about a feckless lobster.
Get it out. You about to say, was you trying to say Loch Ness? Loch Ness monster? Is that what was okay? I'm making sure. I don't.
But
last comment told me let you speak, so I'm just trying to let you get it out. You know,
respect. I was going to try to say Loch Ness, and I said lobster.
Oh, yeah, those are completely two different things that we're talking about today. But if you go back, like the way that they're talking about, you're talking about Native American folktale, Native American folklore, which also always deals with gods and spirits, demigods, stuff like that. So they believed in stuff like this, where you had like the wind spirit, the ice spirit, the water spirit, stuff. So it
Mhm.
makes sense. But my thing is, does folklore like that ever die off?
No, because if it's generational folklore,
Mm-hmm.
if it's
Folklore.
generational,
That folklore, you what? The
if it's
folklore, you.
generational, it's not going to die off because, like I said, it carries the story down through generations,
Generations.
and it's just a part of the generational storytelling. So
Right.
if I was Native American, which unfortunately I'm not, but
You sure?
adopt me.
Oh, okay. All right. Adopters. Okay.
Anyway, I would go ahead and pass those down because those are
Like
essentially a part
King.
of our history. Maybe our ancestor is actually the Loch Ness monster, and we don't know. Their spirit absorbed it. Maybe that's the story that we're telling our people.
I think you've been playing a
No,
little bit too much Mortal Kombat. The spirit trees, the spirit forest where the tree. Been playing a little bit, you know. Wasn't that in Pocahontas too? Wasn't her grandma like in the tree?
yes, because they believe that their ancestors reincarnate into other inanimate objects.
And that's Native American folklore because we know Pocahontas was an Indian. So it
Yes,
goes back to that time. So water spirits
messing with
was
John Smith. Go ahead, girl. Oh, my bad.
moving on.
Ex-
So now you got old legend mixed with modern sightings and just enough unknown to make people wonder. And that's the thing about the deep water. You don't really know what's down there. Facts. I am terrified of deep water, but we'll get into that another day. You don't really know what's down there. Lake Michigan is huge, dark, cold, and not fully explored, which is
Mhm.
bananas. It's a lake. How haven't we fully explored a lake?
It's one of the biggest lakes. So who's going to take the time to now, mind you, this is the lake that oh, mm, it's one
Okay,
of the biggest lakes.
it's one of the biggest lakes. But you would think before we focus on exploring the ocean, we would 100% explore our lakes that are in our country,
Well,
right?
I think they've already kind of like got the basics. One, they're scared to explore this lake. I'm scared to explore this lake.
I mean, yeah, because
Dogman,
there's a serpent and dogmen running around the forest
there's
outside
a
of it. So
huge
what if you
dogman, there's a serpent, and then there's other extra stuff going on with this lake. So I wouldn't be in the rush to explore. I may be a wilderness explorer, but I ain't exploring that.
so what if you was going to the edge of the lake to get some water and you seen this?
Ah,
That ain't even scary. That's just something poking out the water. That looked like a human being back swimming.
why would you do that?
Like his arm is like going backwards, like he back swimming, backpedaling. Right? Now we spoke about
So,
the Native Americans and the Native American folklore and it being like a lake spirit.
mhm.
This is the image that pops in my head when we talk about that. That's why I got this image as well. Like you see something like this, except for the city, this painting, if it didn't have the city in the background, this would be what I would think you would see is like a hieroglyph on the wall.
Yes. So I would see that. Yes, I would consider that if we talk. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, you get where I'm going? You get where I'm going with that? Okay. Yeah, I was making sure. You get where I'm going. Let me continue.
Continue.
So
Mhm.
there's actually a monster in there? Question mark. Probably not. Probably not. We'll do the debunking here. But at the same time, you can't say for sure what people didn't see, which is what we always say. Can't be for sure. And sometimes that's all it takes for a legend to live on. So
Mhm.
next time you're near that water and it's quiet
Okay.
and the waves start moving a little different,
All
just
right
ask
now.
yourself, was that just a lake or something in it?
Okay. So hear me out, because I got some
Fake
questions.
Nessie, ladies and gentlemen. Fake Nessie.
Thank you. Right. So let's kind of start debunking this a little bit. Right.
Break it down.
If there was a creature
Mm-hmm.
in Lake Michigan, how could
Okay.
it have stayed hidden for so long? That's the first question. My second question is
Okay.
how could it stay alive for so long? You know, every animal has like a life expectancy or a lifespan. Is it down
Right.
there mating with itself and making new fakenesses monsters?
Well, remember we did talk about with the dog man animalistic tendencies and wanting to mate. So we don't know
Mhm.
if it also found another fish or a sturgeon, let alone and mixed breeded, and that sturgeon that grew up that's mixed breed with the sea serpent has also grown double the
Mhm.
size. So that's
Okay,
one thing. That's
that
one
is a
thing.
thing.
Now, why haven't they found it? Well, remember this lake isn't 90 is not 100% explored. So,
Yeah.
and this is underwater where we have to get certain equipment and certain, you got to have goggles, you got to have oxygen tanks, you got to have the
Yeah.
radar stuff, and you got to be looking in a specific area. There's places when fishermen have to change locations because they're used to a fishing spot being loaded with fish, but the time of the
Mhm.
season, the fish aren't there, so they have to move to another spot. So it just depends, like the time of the year could be. That lake is the
Yeah,
hugest saltwater lake in the country. So
it
a
is.
big fish like that has a lot of space to move.
It has a lot of space to move. So now my next question for you,
Mm-hmm.
if hypothetically, let's put on our
Hypothetically.
imaginary caps. Put on your imaginary cap. Good job. Okay. We out there. We on the boat.
Okay.
So
Wouldn't
this
be
is us.
me. Wouldn't be me. I ain't out there looking for no giant sturgeon. I'm out there just fishing.
So,
I ain't out there looking for no prehistoric animal. I just want to catch like some bluegill, some.
okay.
Okay,
Okay.
my bad.
Okay. Hear
Forgot.
me out.
Forgot.
I don't want to have to mute you again, but I will. Hear me out.
You're right. My bad, y'all.
Okay. We out
My
there.
bad, viewers. Sorry, viewers.
Lock in, viewers. Lock in. Because he's
I'm locked
not.
in. I'm locked in.
Lock
Let's
in.
get it.
Lock in. Okay.
On a boat.
We out there. We on the boat. Do the thing.
Facts.
We doing this.
Is that
Okay. Yes, that's us. We
paddle
going
boating?
further out. Huh?
We paddle boating?
Yeah, we paddle boating because that's the only thing. That's the only boat you can take on the lake, right?
No, you got
Okay, for
ferry.
the sake of
You're right. For the sake of the journey and imagination, we're on a
your
paddle boat.
your imagination hat must not be on correctly because you're not imagining.
Okay, I'm visualizing it now. You got a
Thank
paddle,
you.
I got a paddle. We're in a
And
small
we,
paddle boat, and we out there. All right, we
yeah,
rolling.
yeah,
Rolling. Okay.
yeah.
That looked
Okay.
like you're skiing, not rolling. That looked like skiing, but
I never rode a boat before. I don't know.
facts.
Anyway, we get to the middle. Okay.
Okay.
Like you said, the water is coming the opposite direction of the wind. At that point, are you jumping in the water to get away? Because we're not going to paddle quicker than that. How are you getting away from that?
Well, first of all, are you saying if there was an attack?
Well, technically, we're the ones that attacked it. We came into its territory. So it's just defending whatever it is it's in.
Well, funny thing about this story with the sea serpent, there hasn't been people reporting attacks.
And that's another thing. That's
These
why
are
I'm
just
debunking
sightings.
this.
These are just people like seeing it or seeing something in the water. That's why they're mistaking it with like logs and
Yeah.
sturgeon and stuff like that, because nobody's ever been like touched by this thing.
So is it a vegetarian? Like, why is it not eating the people?
Is it a veget? Okay. I mean, it could be. Look, turtles eat vegetables and turtles get pretty big. So,
Yeah.
and they
Oh,
survive.
wait, that's not the
Gorillas live
word.
off the land
The word is
and vegetation.
the word is herbivore. Is it an herbivore?
Is it herbivore? Could be herbivore. It could be feeding
Okay.
off algae and stuff in the
Mhm.
lake, which would also cause it to also extend its lifespan to survive.
Do you think maybe that the pollution that's going on in the world is making it like sicker or like making it you get what I'm trying to say? Maybe not.
You jumped from it's a herbivore to pollution. Is it alive? You all over the place. So where we staying at? We're gonna stay in one
Okay.
spot.
Let's stay in one spot. Sorry, ADHD. My bad.
ADHD is
Call
a
me if you
thing.
got it.
Okay.
Okay. So let's start with the is it alive? Let's start there. What do you feel? Do you feel like this is a real thing? Yes or no?
No, I don't think
No.
it is.
Okay.
There's too many.
I
There's
don't
too many like anomalies that kind of back it up. When you
Mhm.
got so much stuff that can be in a river, it's
Mhm.
kind of hard to tell. Now, if somebody actually records something, because think about a log sticking out the water just so much to where the water is going over the top of it. Of
Yes.
course, the wave in the way it looks and the wind is going to look like it's moving in the opposite
Mhm.
direction, because that's how water looks. Water's moving, and then the waves is, so it's going to look like something swimming against the current, which could
Got you.
be, like we said last time, somebody out there probably kicking it with their homies that had a few beers. But you never know. You never know.
So, and hear me out too.
Mhm.
It also depends the time of the day of these sightings. Because if it was dark outside, and let's just say they're on their morning jog, you see
Yeah,
that, like you said, the log creeping through the water, you could easily mistake it for something bigger than what it is.
yeah,
Um,
and think it's
and
ahead.
think it's ahead, and then you
Yeah.
flip out. Honestly, I would believe that there are freshwater alligators in there before I believe that there was a fakeness monster in there.
Ooh, somebody fact check that. Are there alligators in the Michigan Lake? Freshwater alligators? Yeah, somebody fact check that in the comment section.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
That might be a quote.
it looks like most of the sightings take place on the shoreline of towns. So tons of people around, like you said, depending on the time of day. It could be early morning, somebody on a jog. It could be somebody out on a boat. It could be, but
Mhm.
it's the shoreline. So it's close to the shoreline, which also leads me to believe that it could be a different object out there.
So,
Because you think you
do
would
you
see
think
more of it if it was close to the shorelines.
okay, hear me out.
Mhm.
Do you think maybe this Loch Ness monster may have something to do with the shipwrecks that happened in that same area?
If you put, okay,
Oh,
imagination hat, right? Oh yeah, when you was talking about we was on a paddle boat in the middle ocean, this is what you was thinking of. Yeah, you see something like that, and that looked like the Arctic. That don't even look like Michigan. But so
This is me stressed out. This is me
even
stressed out and scared.
even if that was a thing, right? Even if,
Mhm,
just say the ship was carrying a creature, shipwreck
mhm,
shipwreck happened, the creature gets loose in the ocean, and it thrives off the
mhm.
land for years and years to come. The
Okay,
odds of that is highly unlikely, for
gotcha.
the simple fact being, what type of creature and where did it come from? It would be documented. I think it would be
Not if
documented somewhere.
it wouldn't be documented if it ate the people. Who's going to live to tell the story?
But before they put it on the ship, everything on them ships back then had to be documented and for
Yes,
what's
but my
carried for travel.
so we're talking apples and oranges here. You're
It's
talking
like
about
apples to oranges.
it being brought on the ship, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking about the ship getting to the destination, the monster eating the ship.
So, so you're talking about shipwrecks. Matter of fact, part 3 is about the Michigan Lake shipwrecks, just to let y'all know. So we can dive more into that. But you're saying that this creature was attacking ships, which what's led, because they do have a, what is it, the triangle? What's the triangle? The Michigan
Yes,
Triangle?
yes, it's called the Michigan Triangle, and they're saying that the legend of the Lake Michigan Loch Ness style monster doesn't exist in isolation. They instead, in fact, they're saying that
Mhm.
it is deeply tied to the eerie reputation of the Lake Michigan Triangle,
Right.
and it's known that area is known for its strange and unexplained events. So, if a ship is wrecking in that triangle and there is no survivors, no rubbish or anything of that.
No one
Could
knows
it
what's
be
really
that
happening to that ship.
no one knows what's really happening to that ship? I wonder why. Maybe because Fakey Locky, decided that he wanted to eat it.
Fakey Locky is crazy. It's a possibility. It's definitely a possibility. That's why we're here on the Terrifying Parre'anomalies, because we're here to talk about what's unknown and strange to us. Which this whole thing is
With a
kind of
little
strange,
bit of
because I didn't even know we had a country Nessie. Like, you know,
yeah, and I mean we still may not have one, but for sake
facts.
of Terrifying Parre'anomalies,
Yeah,
we have one.
we
And
have
it's
one.
eating the ships that are being wrecked. Because if in that's how it's all tying together.
So go
So
back
hear me out.
to. Go ahead.
Dogman. Right? We get ready to go back to Dogman. Okay.
Oh God.
I'm getting ready to tie it all together for you. You ready? Watch this. Okay. Dogman, they out there, they cutting the logs for the ships.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's the Dogman.
They heard the
Okay. He
noise.
comes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. He scares them. Okay. They can
Okay.
no longer complete the mission of cutting the wood or cutting the trees for the ships. So the
Right.
Dogman has to do that. Because the Dogman is like, oh, if I create the ship, it brings the people in the ship, which brings them to the ocean, which gets them, or brings them to the lake, which gets them across to my area so I can eat them. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, 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 yum. But what he wasn't expecting was for Fakey Locky to be in the water eating the people before he got to him. So that's why that's why he only appears every 7 years, because he's got to come out to eat, because Fakey Locky is eating all his food.
So you feel like did what? Did they focus or something? The arch enemies? Because how did you even what?
One's a land one's one's a land animal, the other's a water animal. It's like the it's like the fire, earth, water signs. They don't mesh.
So listen, this is gonna be my last breakdown of because I wanted to go back to the Native American thing, right? So
Okay.
we're kind of talking about modern day sightings. If you see a
Mhm.
log in the water. Now just think about the Native Americans back then who didn't really have that part of foresight that are seeing like the log in the water and the water treading and
Mhm.
stuff like that. They're visualizing something else,
Mhm.
So that's how I feel like a monster, sea spirit kind of is created from the vision of something that they can't see, but they
Yes.
see the admirations of it though.
So what if they saw it, right? Saw it.
Mm-hmm.
We evolved it. So it actually isn't as bad as what we made it be. What if really all they saw was one of those big old fishes?
Was a sturgeon, yeah. It
Yep,
was the
it was a
biggest fish
sturgeon.
that
And
they seen in the lake, so they just
yes. And they called it faking monster. Fishy long.
fishing on is crazy. But yeah, there's a lot of what ifs to this. There's a lot of what
Yes.
ifs. There's a lot of sightings. There hasn't been no attacks as far as we're concerned, but there could have been attacks within the Michigan Triangle. So when we dive a little
Hmm.
bit more into that, we'll get more into the sea creatures and stuff like that that probably destroyed these ships. So there may be another attachment from this along with
Yeah.
the ship sinking.
I'm super excited because low key, honestly, all of three of these stories, they
Mm-hmm.
tie together. So once we hit that uh the Michigan Triangle and the
Yeah,
shipwrecks and all that, they really all tie together, and we can really sit there and debunk all of them.
I'm with it. So like, comment,
Because I
subscribe. Let
just
us know how y'all enjoyed what.
I was gonna say, because I just can't fully subscribe to the fact that these ships are just disappearing and nothing is eating them up.
Well, the Bermuda Triangle is the same way. Could they be dealing with a giant sea creature out there, or a giant octopus, or the Kraken?
I don't know. We'll talk about it when we do the Bermuda Triangle series.
I seen a post like a while ago. Somebody was like, "Hey man, is the Bermuda Triangle still tearing down planes and stuff?" Like the years
Wait,
passed and stuff just stopped happening because you don't see no reports
you
now.
don't
So
see
yeah,
no.
we are definitely gonna have to dive into that and see what we come up with. But other than that, man, fake Nessie is a thing. He's a sea serpent that lives in the Michigan
Mm-hmm.
Lake. A lot of sightings. Could be a log. We don't know. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know if you live in the Michigan area and have seen these anomalies in the river. Somebody done seen something. Or is it just a giant sturgeon who's got a little bigger than we expected and they're seeing it swim? I should have got a video so y'all can actually see how big these things are. They're really huge. Really huge.
We
So,
might could attach it later.
final thoughts?
I don't believe in fakey locky not monster at all. That's gonna help
That's
me sleep at night. I'm really scared.
Well, if you look out your window and see the beach in front, and you look into the water and it's like a fog over it, and then you just see this thing,
Terry,
and it looks at you, just know you seen fake Nessie. You know what I'm saying? If y'all have it, make sure y'all check out the first episode with the Michigan Dog Man. Give us your opinion on that. And with this, let us know your opinion on, the Lake Michigan fake Nessie in the comment section. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Stick around. We got a lot more stories to tell and a lot more of our opinions to try to debunk some of this fake crap that's going along. It's 2026. Everything fake. It's probably AI generated. You know what I'm saying?
I'm AI generated. Bye.
Fake host.